Luka Doncic. Man, oh man, the greatness of Luka Doncic continues. Better known as the father of the Clippers. Just kidding, but all jokes aside, this is Sports Guy talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Luka Doncic destroying the Clippers in embarrassing fashion last night. The Mavericks dominated the Clippers by the score of 123-93 in Game 5, which has now put the Mavericks up 3-2 in this series. The Clippers have now been pushed to the brink of elimination as they have no more room for error in this series moving forward. Before I say anything else though, I want to present you guys with a topic question. So here it is. Will Luka Doncic finally get past the Clippers in the NBA playoffs? I believe it. I believe this is finally going to be the year where the Los Angeles Clippers will get defeated to the Dallas Mavericks. And I say that because of the fact that this Clippers roster is not as good as what it was in past years. Also, it helps when the Dallas Mavericks are getting contributions from role players. And I know that their role players have not played great in this series, but they're playing better than they did the last two times they played against the Los Angeles Clippers in previous seasons. Obviously, Luka Doncic is 0-2 all-time against the Los Angeles Clippers, but that's not because of Luka Doncic. It's because of the fact that other role players didn't show up in that series. The Los Angeles Clippers have not been able to find answers as to slowing down Luka Doncic at all. The only reason why the Los Angeles Clippers were able to beat the Dallas Mavericks the past two times in the NBA playoffs were because of the fact that the role players for Dallas just simply did not show up whatsoever. It also did not help that Kristaps Porzingis sold that entire series against the Los Angeles Clippers when he was playing against those guys. It also didn't help that he was getting injured quite often as well, so Luka was just not getting the help that he needed from other players on the Dallas Mavericks. However, this year, Luka Doncic has gotten help from the other Mavericks players. I'm not going to say that he has had a ton of help, but he's gotten more help than what he had the last two times he got to play against the Los Angeles Clippers. And obviously, Luka Doncic put up a great performance in Game 5 in the first round of the NBA playoffs against the Los Angeles Clippers. He put up 35 points, he had 10 assists, he had 7 rebounds. He probably would have gotten a triple-double had he played the entire fourth quarter, but obviously, no need for Luka Doncic to play the entire fourth quarter when you're up by so many points. Obviously, the Dallas Mavericks emasculated the Los Angeles Clippers on the road in Game 5 of the NBA playoffs. That game was not even close whatsoever. And obviously, when the Dallas Mavericks are scoring over 120 points, they're probably going to win a lot of basketball games because of the fact that their defense has been playing really good in the NBA playoffs so far. Obviously, they didn't even get great contributions from Kyrie Irving in Game 5 of the NBA playoffs. But who needs great contributions from Kyrie Irving when you're getting solid contributions off the bench? Lively with 12 points, Harden with 14 points, Kleber with 15 points. All right, so obviously you look at how this Dallas Mavericks team, when their role players are on, they are a deep basketball team. And when you're a deep basketball team, you're obviously going to play really good basketball. And I think the Dallas Mavericks are going to be able to close the series out in 6 games, mainly because of the fact that this game is going to be at Dallas, not at LA Clippers. So obviously the Dallas Mavericks, they're going to have the advantage when they play at home, and being able to steal home court in Game 2 also helped out the Dallas Mavericks tremendously. They can't blow this game at home like they did in Game 4. They should have won Game 4. They just got lucky that Paul George balled out for the Los Angeles Clippers. Obviously, Paul George hit some crazy shots that he normally would not have made, and James Harden also had a vintage performance. Obviously, James Harden in 2024 is not the same player that he was back in 2018-2019 mode. And obviously, James Harden has not been playing great for the Los Angeles Clippers as of late because he only put up 7 points in this ball game. Obviously, when James Harden is going 2 of 12 from the floor, they're not going to go ahead and win that game more often than not. It also doesn't help that the Los Angeles Clippers don't have Kawhi Leonard playing for them because he's hurt. But to be honest, Kawhi Leonard is always hurt all the time. And that's my issue with Kawhi Leonard. I actually used to be a Kawhi Leonard fan back when he was on the Spurs, but ever since he's joined the Los Angeles Clippers, he's done nothing but miss time in key games all the time. I think if you're a Clippers fan, you got to be pretty frustrated towards Kawhi Leonard because of the fact that he misses so much time due to injury. And it also doesn't help that, oh, my knee always goes down and nobody can freaking identify when the injury happened. And when nobody can identify when the injury happens and then you're out multiple games during key stretches, yeah, that's got to be pretty frustrating if you're a sports fan, particularly if you root for the Los Angeles Clippers and Kawhi Leonard pulls that crap all the time. And I think Kawhi Leonard is also going to miss Game 6 as well. In fact, I'm going to say that Kawhi Leonard is going to be out for the rest of the series. I know they haven't officially announced it, but knowing the way how Kawhi Leonard operates, he's not going to be seeing a lot of time on the basketball court moving forward. In fact, his season is probably done. His knees are probably damaged. That just seems to be the theme with Kawhi Leonard every year. Remember last year where Kawhi Leonard bailed on his team in the playoffs after Game 2, where the Clippers had a great performance, and then obviously Kawhi Leonard said, you know what, I'm going to say peace out and say that my knee is damaged for good. And then the Suns basically emasculated the Clippers in 5 games. It wasn't even really a close series once Kawhi Leonard left. Obviously, the Clippers tried to get themselves reinforcements by trading for James Harden this offseason, but we all know that James Harden in the playoffs is a choker. Don't get me wrong, James Harden in the regular season is a great basketball player, but James Harden in the postseason is a completely different animal. He's not that good in the playoffs. I know he had an amazing Game 4 finish, but that's not normal James Harden basketball in the playoffs. Normal James Harden basketball in the playoffs is either him getting injured or him being a no-show and choking when it matters most. Speaking of playoff performances, I want to go back to talking about Luka Doncic, because Luka Doncic has been playing awesome basketball for the Dallas Mavericks during the NBA playoffs. You look at the fact how Luka Doncic can score at will, he can also pass the ball at will, and when guys are actually making shots, Luka Doncic is going to look like a superstar in terms of being able to pass the ball. This guy has the ability to pass the basketball like Magic Johnson. He reminds me so much of Larry Bird with the shooting. Luka Doncic is truly one of a kind. You could basically say that this guy is LeBron James without the athleticism because of his basketball IQ and his ability to make other teammates around him better, which is actually a true narrative of Luka Doncic. Not in the case of LeBron James, but Luka Doncic actually makes his teammates around him better. You look at how Kyrie Irving was a malcontent prior to joining the Dallas Mavericks. That's why he was jumping around on so many different teams, because obviously Kyrie Irving could not stay on his best behavior on multiple teams. That's how he even ended up on the Dallas Mavericks in the first place, because the Mavericks, they took a low-risk trade for an all-star caliber player, and obviously Kyrie Irving has played phenomenal for the Dallas Mavericks, and he has actually been able to stay out of trouble for the most part. To his credit, he has actually been participating in playoff basketball instead of skipping out on games because he has been too lazy to get a vaccine, or the fact that, oh, my knee hurts, or oh, I have to take some mental break, or whatever the case may be with Kyrie Irving. Who the fuck even knows what's been going on with Kyrie Irving on multiple teams? But to Kyrie Irving's credit, he has actually showed up and played good basketball for the Dallas Mavericks. We all knew that Kyrie Irving is a talented basketball player. I've never questioned his talent. I've just questioned his availability. But so far, Kyrie Irving has actually shut me up in terms of questioning his availability in the NBA playoffs, because he has done nothing but play good basketball for the Dallas Mavericks, and obviously getting contributions from PJ Washington also helps as well. They acquired him at the midseason trade deadline, and he has been a huge contributor to the Dallas Mavericks. Obviously, I'm a Hornets fan, so I got to see PJ Washington up front on the Charlotte Hornets. I always thought that he was a decent player, but he has taken his game to the next level on the Dallas Mavericks. Look, I'm not going to sit up here and say that PJ Washington is playing at an all-star level, but would I be willing to say that PJ Washington has been the Dallas Mavericks' third best player? Absolutely. I think PJ Washington has been playing solid defense for the Dallas Mavericks. Obviously, they can switch and pick and rolls now. Now they don't have defensive liabilities on the floor. And PJ Washington, he's a decent shooter shooting the basketball. He can space the floor really well. And when you got a guy like Luka Doncic who can really drive down the court quite efficiently, as well as setting up guys open, that obviously is going to help out a lot. And you look at how Luka Doncic in this series, he's been averaging over 30 points a game. He's gotten over 9 rebounds a game, and he's averaging close to 9 assists. So he's basically been a walking triple-double. And no, he's not getting triple-doubles the way Russell Westbrook was getting triple-doubles, where he was hogging the basketball all game long. Luka Doncic has actually been playing efficient basketball. Yeah, I know Luka Doncic could be shooting better from 3, but he has been making key shots in the game in terms of making 3-point shots. He's been shooting the basketball pretty efficiently for the most part. I think Luka Doncic will eventually get his 3-point shooting game back on track, because we all know that Luka Doncic is one of the better 3-point three-point shooters in all of basketball. And obviously, we know that Luka Doncic's mid-range game is excellent. Obviously, you look at how Kyrie Irving, he's shooting the basketball pretty efficiently from three. He's shooting over 40%. If they're getting those kind of contributions from other star players around Luka Doncic, that typically is going to say that's good results for the Dallas Mavericks, and they're going to find a way to win Game 6 at home, mainly because of the fact that I don't think the Dallas Mavericks are going to be capable of winning a third straight game on the road if they have to go Game 7 to the LA Clippers. I think the Dallas Mavericks, they've got to treat Game 6 like it's Game 7, and I think they got to go all in and play great basketball at home. But hey, that's what home court is here for. Home court is supposed to help you out. It's not supposed to hurt you whatsoever. Obviously, Luka Doncic is going to play a great Game 6. He's been playing great in every game in this series. Obviously, he needs to improve his three-point shooting, but I believe he'll get that back on track. But even if he doesn't, he can impact the game in so many different ways that, quite frankly, doesn't even matter because of his ability to set other teammates open and to make every single teammate on the basketball court better. Obviously, Luka Doncic is a top 5 player in today's NBA. He's actually one of my favorite players in the NBA. I truly enjoy watching Luka Doncic play because he is truly a special player. Obviously, he destroyed the Los Angeles Clippers in embarrassing fashion, and I expect the Dallas Mavericks to close out this series in 6 games. It's going to be a tight game, but I think the Dallas Mavericks are going to come out victorious in that ball game, which means the Dallas Mavericks are going to move on to the second round of the NBA playoffs, and they're going to get to play against the #1 seed in Oklahoma City. That's going to be an interesting matchup with the Thunder and Mavericks if that matchup was to happen, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, Luka Doncic has got to get past the Clippers. He's going to get the job done. I think the Dallas Mavericks role players are also going to show up as well, so I'm going to say Mavericks will win Game 6. So I'm officially declaring Mavs in 6. So that is why Luka Doncic will finally get past the Clippers in the NBA playoffs, as the Mavericks will beat the Clippers in 6 games. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking, like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That'll be for the @Dustin Tran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @Dustin Tran and @Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @Dustin Tran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel Sports Guy Talking.